Alright, what is up everybody? To be perfectly honest, I forgot I started a 15-minute game. Oh, and I mouse slipped. No, I meant C4. Oh, I wanted to play a Queen's Gambit. That was a mouse slip. Yeah, what a way to start a video, right? Yeah. Oh, I meant C4. Okay. Yeah, I'll be honest, I completely forgot I put a seek out for a new 15-minute game. And yeah, I'm a minute down on the clock. And okay, I guess we're playing a London system. I didn't really want that, but okay, we can do that. Why not? It's been forever since I even looked at it. Okay. Is he gonna give me the H file? Yep. So yeah, welcome back to 15-minute chess. Let's go again. So yeah, we have the H file opened up, which is always nice. Black has gone the bishop pair and removed mine. Luckily, this guy is, not being Speedy Gonzalez right now and is giving me a chance to catch up on the clock, which is good. So who is this guy? Let me quickly check. Played quite a few 15-minute games. Alright, very cool. G6, okay. Seems a bit strange always to play G6 and not put the bishop on G7, but okay, it should be okay. Alright, let's get my bishop out. Something that can always be expected is maybe E5 at some point. Yeah, maybe I actually like the idea of putting my queen on E2 instead of C2. Maybe with ideas if black plays B6, maybe I can think about bishop A6 at some point, and also to directly support the E4 break. Of course, playing C3 here was a mouse slip. I wanted C4 and going into a whatchamacallit, a Queen's Gambit, maybe try to get into a Catalan or something along those lines, but okay, it's the internet. I can't pick the piece up and put it on C4, so mouse slips are bound to happen. Anyway, let's see how this game goes. It's a very compact structure, you know, I don't mind playing this, it's just not what I really opted for. Okay, so, hopefully my recording is okay. Anyway, should be alright. Okay, so knight f6, my first thought is e4, breaking the center open. Is this knight wanting to go into e4 itself? I have that covered a lot. e4, that would threaten e5. That would makes a lot of sense. Just opening up the center. I haven't put my king in either place yet. I actually really like this. It seems very logical. Let's go for it. Yeah, it's a bit scary to open the position up when my opponent has the bishop pair, but okay, this bishop isn't the greatest piece ever. Alright, so he's taking. Can I take with the queen? Is that totally out of the question? I think taking with the queen is probably best, even. Stopping b6 or b5 or stopping any b-pawn advance, and okay. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, f5. That's alright. Attacking my queen. Okay, so there's no real point in going to h4 for a queen trade. So probably just back. Now e6 is a bit weak, and the e5 square is very weak. Yeah, if you watch Chess Explained videos, you know that the 15-minute pool is, yeah, it's not very popular. A lot of really strong players don't usually go into it, but so you sometimes get some low-rated players, but what can you do? You know? I'm not saying this guy is a low-rated player, but just generally on the auto pairing, it's good to know. Okay, Queen f6, that's interesting. Putting the queen on a
Friend arrived.
yeah, I got a friend. Putting the queen on a decent square, maybe. Okay. Um, so probably just castle long is my first thought. Just yeah, maybe it's a bit strange, but I like having my rook on h1 on the open line. So yeah, I'm briefly considering 95 ideas, but okay, just castling long makes sense. Yeah, this might be a bit risky, but I think it's okay. Okay, so going there. So he's obviously planning to castle long. I can think about ideas of rook h6 even. Rook h6 and then putting my other rook on the h file, doubling up, ganging up on the h7 pawn is definitely an idea to consider. Um, what else? Is there anything better? I could try to play 95 and just open up. That's actually a really interesting. 95, bishop takes, pawn takes. I don't really like that though. I'd much rather keep the e-file open and try to play against the weak pawn. Um, so rook h6. What to do? I could think about a knight reroute maybe to d2 and c4, something like here and here. But my knight's really good on f3, so there's really no need to do that, I don't think. So rook h6 seems very logical. Rook h6, there's bishop f8 though, kicking it out. I don't really like that. I could just play king b1. What to do? It's interesting. Or I could just play rook he1. That's probably really simple and good, yeah? Or bishop c4. Interesting. Okay, I have to make some move. There's also c4, maybe. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. But yeah, I think rook he1 is going to be my move. I'm just considering briefly. I think this is a critical point to consider. Rook here. Castle's long, 95. I can just play against that weak e-pawn. I think this is just very simple. Let's go for this. Very, very simple. Castle's a 95. I think this is just a very easy to play position, really. Very easy to play. Okay. And then just play against the backwards e-pawn. Alright. Why did I spend so long thinking about that? It's a very nice position. You can consider a lot of ideas. Okay. So just double up. Actually, am I not... Am I winning a pawn off the bat here? Okay, maybe not. Interesting, though. If I go c4 here... Yeah, this is a double-edged move. It's making my d-pawn a bit more vulnerable, but if I can get c5 check, and then bishop c4 in, yeah, he's trying to avoid that, but I'm going to insist. If I can get c5 check, and then bishop c4, this e-pawn is having a bad day. d4's hanging, though, a lot, but I think this is still a very good idea. A5, I could play c5 check. Okay, so he's reacting to that. I'm gonna bump my king up. Try to get it to c3 to cover my pawns. Just cover my pawns up. Okay. A6, that's interesting. So maybe he's intending to play B5 and stop my bishop C4 idea. That could be his point. But wait, I'm winning a pawn here, maybe. Yeah, I can go
Check.
check and grabbing the A pawn at the very least. This is a good idea anyways. It's my idea. Interesting. Okay. Bishop takes A6. And then, so bishop takes A6, and then rook A8, and then bishop C4, covering my A pawn. Okay, can I do that? Okay, no, I can't, maybe. Bishop takes A6, B5, and my bishop seems to be trapped. Okay. But now, bishop C4 should win a pawn, right? Anything better? I think this is good enough, though. He might play rook E7, intending to double up. Oh, but I have my rook defended enough, so I can just take on E6 next move, probably. Okay, am I showing some technique here? Maybe? Okay. Alright, so is there any debate? Capture towards the center is usually the right way to go. Taking the other way makes some sense, though. But okay, this is probably just objectively better. I'm going to get a sip of water. Yeah, not Mountain Dew. It's a bit too late for Mountain Dew at the moment. Pretty late in the day. I don't want to be up all night because I have to get up early tomorrow, unfortunately. I can't pull an all-nighter. Alright. Okay. So, the e-pawn seems very loose. And the c5 pawn covering b6 and d6. So yeah, I don't know what black's gonna do here. Rook b8, bishop takes e6. Just seems to be a pawn. And of course, maybe a6 is hanging here. You never know. Maybe I can always just take it, if nothing else. But probably the e6 pawn is worth a bit more, opening up my rooks on the e-file. Okay, a5. So I should probably just grab the pawn here, right? Bishop takes e6, bishop takes e6, rook takes e6. Is that convincing enough? Anything better? Rook b1 to b6 maybe could be an idea. But okay, this is just a pawn, right? Let's just grab it. So yeah, bishop takes e6, rook takes e6, rook takes e6, rook takes e6. And then probably king d7 maybe. If king d7 there, rook d6 check. King... Okay, that's interesting. Maybe trying to keep rooks on. Alright. How to react to that? What about d5 here? Is that an idea? d5, b takes d5, bishop takes d5. Very interesting. Maybe just bishop c4, keep it simple, and yeah, maybe just bishop c4 seems good. Or bishop b3, keeping the b file closed. Um, hmm. Yeah, let's go bishop b3. It seems pretty simple enough. Down to 5 minutes and 54. Alright. So I want a pawn there. Okay. The rook trade. Alright, and then rook e8 is that should be a winning bishop ending. Okay, so he's going for it. Maybe f4 here. Is that an idea? f4, rook takes e5, f takes e5, maybe? Hmm.
Friend departed.
But maybe just trading rooks and going to that endgame is simpler. Okay. Um. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those cases where there's probably many ways to win. The bishop endgame is probably just winning too, but I think f4 is a good idea. With the passed e-pawn. Okay. So now he's putting another pawn on a light square. Okay. Hmm. Maybe just trade rooks and get my king to a4 is an idea. Probably simple enough. We can just do that. King b2, a3, a4, grab the a-pawn and push the a-pawn home. Should be simple enough. Black's bishop doesn't really have a whole lot of scope, and a lot of his pawns are on light squares, so it should be fairly simple. Okay, let's play bishop c4, making the king blockaded, can't get through on a6 or b6. And that bishop always has to stay on a8 to guard this e8, h5 diagonal with all the pawns on it. Alright, so this should be a pretty simple win. 4 minutes to 6.5. Should be plenty of time. Alright. Okay, king c7. We just continue marching. The king doesn't really have any entrance points. Alright, so now we can just go and grab the pawn. Okay, the only hope would be bishop f7, but he's not going for it, and the king doesn't have anywhere to breach. He might try, g5, but I just don't have to react. I can just start pushing my pawn. And then if the bishop ever tries to approach, say, bishop d7 to c8, I can play king c7, just stopping it. Alright. Yeah, this is an idea. Okay. But my a-pawn should be just quick enough, right? I even have bishop f1 at the very least, so we can just push home. The king is far too slow. Okay. So where's this bishop planning on going? I don't think there's any way to stop the pawn, so we can just keep pushing. Yeah, that's a sneaky idea. But I could take it though, right? G takes f3, h3, bishop g2, h2, and yeah, I could take it. Yep. And then bishop g2. The king is still way too slow. Alright.
Black resigns.
And resigns. GG. So yeah, we can go back briefly. So yeah, c3. Bit of a mouse slip there, but it's not the worst thing ever. And then we just get into a basically a London system. Bishop d3, g6. I'm a bit skeptical about putting the bishop on d6 and then playing g6, you know. This bishop probably, if you're going to play g6, it probably belongs on g7, but okay. Very solid. Yeah, knight f6, trying to probably get the bishop into play, but I think e4, striking at the center, is pretty simple. And then I think f5 is just, yeah, positionally dubious because of e5 and the e6 pawn being very weak. Queen f6, I think this is probably the best try objectively. Castle's long. And okay, and just the simple plan of playing on the weaknesses, e5 and e6. And yeah, it worked out pretty well in the end. We had the trade. c4 is probably a bit risky. Okay, b6 is a good idea, trying to stop c5. Maybe, yeah, it's very hard. I was going to say maybe try to get c5 in yourself, but I don't think there's any time. c5's coming, and yeah, it's very hard. King c2, just getting the king more active.
Check.
Alright, and then just pouncing while the pan is hot and going on with it. And then just grabbing the pawn. And then just converting the pawn to a win. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It's always nice to play these 15-minute games, and I'll be back with future stuff in the future. See you around. Thanks for watching. Peace.